Hello everyone, I am Sikandar Aburaki from Tut24. Today I am going to create a new app for employee management system with MEAN Stack. But now I am not going to use the MEAN Stack as a full stack. Rather, I'm going to create the app from the scratch by using the component used in the MEAN stack like MongoDB, Express, AngularJS, Node. In this app, I am going to use Angular 2. So, what is mm, MEAN stack component that I explained earlier? But what is necessary to have into your computer to start a MEAN stack app? So you must have installed Node.js and MongoDB. So I'm checking Node.js version is 6.9.2 and npm node package manager that I have 3.10.9, and of course I have the MongoDB installed in my computer. And here I am using Microsoft Visual Studio Code as a text editor, and this terminal I am using to create some folder and files. Let us jump and start our application. First of all, I am going to create my project folder and files. Make directory, uh, employee management system, main one here, and I'm switching to and I'm going to create some files like server.js and routes.js and model.js, and I'm going to create the packaged.json file npm init. I'm using npm init to do that. Description: simple main apps. Endpoint must be server.js and author Sikandar Abu and license is okay, and of course now I am going to open this thing into my code editor. And let us see our package.json file. And next step, to create some express module or to install it, I'm going to install it. npm install express body parser and mongoose, and of course save as a dependencies. uh, it will take a bit time, and meanwhile I'm going to create something here. I'm explaining something. I'm going to create the Express server here into server.js file, and in the routes.js file, I'm going to keep the routing file for backend, and in the model file .js file, I'm going to keep the uh, database model features like this, creating the schema and other functions. So this is the purpose of keeping these files. Let us see. Yes, it has been installed, and here, and npm list. Let us check what packages I have installed. I have a body parser, I have Express, I have Mongoose. That's okay. Now this is the now I am going to create the server where Express. I'm requiring this file here to include those node modules to give support into our application. Require Express, then body parser, and here will be body parser, and here will be mongoose, and mongoose. Now app is equal to Express. Okay, then var port. I'm creating another variable called port, assigning the port number 3000, and app dot get route, and function request response, and then response send to send the message to the browser, hello from Sikandar, and then app dot listen and port, and some anonymous function to send some message to the console to know the status of the server. console.log server is running on port number on port. Okay, now I'm going to start the server node. Server is running, and I'm going to the browser, and it is working. Okay, so far so good. We have successfully created the Express server. Now next thing, I'm going to create some middleware. As this is a series of tutorials for creating an application, so I will go quickly with the process, and I'll not explain everything, like every basic things which I explained into my basic tutorials, like Node.js or AngularJS or Angular 2 or Express tutorials. So if you don't understand anything, please, I will suggest you please watch my videos related to these topics, and it will be helpful for you. Okay, but I will explain as much as possible. Now app.set first of all, I'm going to set the body person middleware. Body cursor. Oh, here. That's why the text help is not working. Body cursor. Let me double check it. Yes, body cursor dot URL encoded extended to and another middleware. Sorry, this is not set. This is use app.use body parser dot JSON, as we are going to use the JSON format. That's why. Okay, and then I will require the routes file here, where router is equal to require dot routes and before listen the port, we'll have to use it app.use API slash employees and comma router. Okay, we required it here and we edit it here. Okay, now let us go to routes file and we'll have to copy this line and paste it here, and then var router is equal to express dot router, and we can write the route now. One more thing, that is module dot exports is equal to router. This is very important to get this router module another part of the another file of the applications. That means outside this file, if I want to get this router feature, I must export it. Okay, now I'm going to write a route router dot get root route some anonymous function and request response, and here we'll have to write something like response dot send, and we can write hello from the router. Okay, let us check it. API employees cannot get API employees. Okay, routes.js server router dot routes. Okay, router routes module exports router. Okay, employees. I forgot to restart the server, so what I'm going to do, I'm starting it node server, so it is hello from the router. Now it is working. So to solve this problem, I'm starting it by node server.js and it will help us in development stage not to come and start the node server. So if I make any changes, it will be affected. It will be available readily on the browser if I refresh it. Okay, now uh, I will create the model for the database, and for doing that I need to have this line here, and I'll have to write var employee schema, schema is equal to new mongoose schema, and name I'm going to create 4 fields: name as a string, and position of the employee, name of the employee and position of the employee, and department, string, and salary. Okay, now this is the schema. Now I'll have to create var employee module export is equal to mongoose dot model. This is the model method that we'll have to use, and I'm doing this way. Model, the name, and the schema name, which is here emp schema. Okay, now our schema is completed. Now I'm going to write a function for getting the employees. Module exports dot get employees, module dot exports dot get employees is equal to anonymous function, and I'm using callback, and here I'm using employee model dot find method, and this is from the mongoose library, this find method. And here I am using callback. If I use here limit, and then I can chaining here like limit the limit variable, then I can limit the retrieved rows. That means the number of row I can limit by this limit parameter. So I can show it later on when I will create some data. So at this moment I can keep it in this form. And as I'm using the employee model, so this is here I am creating, and obviously I'm exporting this method by using module export here, this outside the file. So from where I will use it, I will use it in the routes file. So I'm copying this and going back to routes file, but before going there I am just writing an console log, and I'm writing here Rakib, just to know how it will work. And here this route file I am going to use it, and that employee, but before using that I must import it. That means employee employ employee is equal to require I am in routes file, I am going to models. Okay, I will require model, and this is something like Laravel eloquent, that there we use the eloquent model. This is very close to that things. Okay, now I'm going to use employee dot that method, this method, and uh, and we'll have to write some function, anonymous function, and have to write some error or some success like employees, and curly braces, and if some error occurs then throw error, otherwise response JSON what that employees. Okay, and this is that. Let us see, but before going that we'll have to connect our apps to the MongoDB. And for doing that, we'll have to write here the connection string here. Uh, Mongoose dot connect, and it is a function. And before doing that, I can declare a variable config. It will be a string like MongoDB slash 1270 uh, 27017 270, maybe this localhost port number 27017, and the database name employees. Okay, MongoDB and localhost 27017 and employees. Okay, and we'll have to use this thing here, and I can check like this mongoose dot on connection dot on uh, we can write success true, then we can write uh, console dot log uh, uh, this will be like connected. So it's an anonymous function. Console log can send some message. Successfully connected to config. Or if we have some error on error, we can write some error, and we can get this error by this parameter Okay, can write database header. Okay, and if I this connection encountered, okay, but we did not connect the database, so I'm going to do it right now. MongoD, this command will connect me into MongoDB database with port 27017, and with another uh, command prompt I can write Mongo shell and we can check uh, you see the message here, the successfully connected to MongoDB with this port. So we can customize the message from our server.js file. Okay, now I can check the MongoDB database, show database, and I have a database called employees. So use employees and DB name is employees and show collections. So it has a collection named employees also. So let us go, and for doing that, just check one thing. db dot employees dot find dot prettify the output. So I have 4 records into this database. Okay, so let us come back and into our server file. Okay, now if I go to the routes file now and model, I must see this message if I try to route into the employees, and it will not return any value because I commented out the line, but into my here you see the Rakib message. That means we can successfully go to this method. So I can comment this message and open this Mongo's command employee.find. It will go and retrieve the value from MongoDB database and send it back through this callback to get employees, who will call this method, and routes from routes file, router.get. Within this method we are calling this get employees method. So we'll get the data and we are trying to show this data into response.json file into to the browser. So we must be able to see the data. Yes, you see we have seen the data from the browser, from the MongoDB database to the browser. So if I check Sikandar, Tyler Rakib, and another one, three records we have. So in the browser also we have 1, 2 and 3 records. So this much for today. So we'll continue our coding in the next video. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for staying with us.